Verbinski from the EAA staff, and right now you're at Pioneer Airport. It's part of the EAA Aviation Museum complex, and it was started in the 1980s by Paul Poberezny, who wanted to recreate a 1920s, 1930s style aerodrome, complete with the round top hangars and with a grass airstrip. And that's what it's become. It's a seasonal operation, runs from May through September, and people can not only see about 40 vintage aircraft here in the hangars, but they can also take an airplane ride. You can get an open cockpit biplane or get a free Young Eagles flights for kids between ages 8 and 17. Open every day throughout the summer. It's just one little adjunct that's an added bonus when you come and visit the EA Museum. Right now we're inside the Whitman hangar, which honors and recognizes Steve Whitman, who was the manager at Whitman Regional Airport, as it's now called, here in Oshkosh, the home of AirVenture, but was also one of the leading aircraft designers and builders and air racers of the 1920s and 30s. You have to remember, when air racing was at its peak in the 1930s, it was like NASCAR or IndyCar is today. All the big oil companies sponsored teams, and Steve Whitman was an independent person on these things. He had a small crew, but he designed the airplane, built the airplane, serviced the airplane, and piloted the airplane in the races. So what we have here are a number of Steve's designs, ranging from his very earliest one, which used a Harley-Davidson engine, all the way up to some of those that were really cross-country airplanes, and some that are still built today, such as the Whitman Tailwind. So it really is a look back at Oshkosh history, a look at aviation history, and a really fun angle on what one individual can do when he pursues the freedom of flight. Here at Pioneer Airport, we've got between 30 and 40 additional classic aircraft, vintage aircraft on display, and some that went on to become fairly well known in aviation history, such as the Aranca right behind me. Aranca made a number of models, and this year we're celebrating the Aranca anniversary at AirVenture, so you're going to see more than 100 of them coming out this year and being parked along the flight line. But it had its beginnings on humble origins, such as the one you see behind me. What we're looking at right now is the Swallow biplane. It's from 1927, and as far as we know, it is the oldest airplane that you can actually purchase a ride in any place in America. This has a very interesting history. It was first purchased by a woman back in the 1920s because a flight instructor, no place in her area, would teach her how to fly because she was a woman. So she went out and bought her own airplane and learned to fly in this particular airplane. The Swallows are also well known because they were some of the first airmail airplanes that were used in America, and this one is painted to salute those early airmail routes, which were very dangerous for those young pilots, most of them who came from World War I. But the Swallow is just one of the 30 to 40 airplanes you'll see here at Pioneer Airport, the seasonal operation that's part of the EAA Aviation Museum here in Oshkosh. And at Pioneer Airport, it's a great place to go back into aviation history. Although this becomes the Kid Venture area during AirVenture, boy, come out the rest of the season between May and September, see all the airplanes on display, maybe get the wind in your hair and the bugs in your teeth yourself, and going for an open cockpit biplane ride. You'll come back smiling, I guarantee it.